What up gamers, I'm Jason, and today on Dice & Dragons I'm going to be unboxing the latest expansion for the Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth. This is the Spreading War expansion. It is published by Fantasy Flight Games and designed by Grace Holdinghaus and Philip D. Henry. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about Journeys in Middle-earth and what you will be doing in your quest across the land. This is an app-assisted game for 1 to 5 players. You'll be going on quests, different missions, scenarios, however you want to call them. You'll be moving across the land of Middle-earth. You will need to achieve specific objectives while exploring the land, interacting with its citizens, and stopping the rising shadow that is looming over the land from Mordor. Now, in the Spreading War expansion, you're going to be adding a whole slew of new characters to the game. You've got Boromir, you've got Friendhilde, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right, one of the shield maidens of Rohan. So some of these characters I don't know, some I do. And you're going to be facing off against the rising threat in the lands of Gondor. You can see over here we got orcs battling. If you look on the back here, we've got some siege towers. So you get where we're going with this. I think I've talked enough about the game. Let's take a look at what's in the box. Now I'm going to take a quick look at what's in the box for the Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth, the Spreading War expansion. Now, I did take a quick peek already in the box. I just removed the plastic wrap around the cardboard sheets. So we do have a new rule book, which gives you an overview, explains how to use the expansion icon, the nice list of components for this expansion, then the new rules. So there's not too many new rules. You'll see that it's the Bane cards, the barricade terrain, changing form. There's a chest terrain piece now, and then some new actions you can take. There's also the fence, difficult ground. So just a clarification also for those people that may not have picked up some of the other expansions. So there's a new fortified icon, found terrain. So it looks like there's primarily some different types of terrain that are going to be featured in this expansion. So we're just going to move this over, and sorry about the glare. We'll make sure that this goes away in just a second. So here we have our tiles, and you can see just some of the new areas, new tokens that we're going to have. And I know that this is not a 100% on camera, but I wanted to film everything in high quality. Overall, I like the look of everything. It feels like it fits in the world of the Lord of the Rings. And everything is once again double-sided. We don't need to take a look at both sides, but I do like the ruins that we're going to see here. Definitely gives us a feeling like we are going to the land of Gondor, and that the War of the Ring is fast approaching. So we'll take a look at the miniatures as well. Not going to take everything out, but we've got some really cool miniatures here. So we have the big, badass Oliphants. We have the Nazgul's creatures. So we actually have 3 of those. And then we have also these big siege towers, which really cool. I love the fact that we're at the point where it feels like we're right in the middle of all the action during the war. We have a few more smaller enemy miniatures as well. So here we have some Warg Riders, and all 3 miniatures are the same. Then we've got, not quite sure what this is. It looks like it's actually a missing Warg. Oh no, actually here he is. So it was the Warg, but for whatever reason this piece is broken. So I'll have to contact Asmodee about getting a replacement, or try to fix it myself. Unfortunately, if you listen to the intro, I did import this, so I'm not quite sure what my best bet is going to be, because Asmodee typically doesn't do returns anymore. So in normal case, I just take it back to the store. Here we have our characters. So we've got Bjorn. So a special ability: before you interact, if there are no nearby heroes, you may scout one, and he can change form. It's not double-sided, so we have him in the Great Bear form. So when he's special ability is before you interact, as an additional cost, choose and discard 1 prepared skill. So that's an additional cost because you're the Great Bear and you're stronger. So you'll notice he's got different stats with might, wisdom, agility. So pretty cool. We've got Calaman Took, another hobbit. So after you prepare an aid, food, or valor skill, you or a nearby hero may gain 1 inspiration, but you can only equip 1 hand. We've got Boromir as a character, which is very cool. So when you perform a last stand test, you may suffer 1 damage or 1 fear to add an additional success to the test. That's pretty cool. We've got an elf, Renarin. I don't know the character. So Scout 2, if you prepare a card with a success, discard 1 face down fear or 1 face down damage. If you prepare a card with an inspiration, you get to gain an inspiration. So that's pretty cool. We got Freya. And during setup, you may equip Snowbright instead of any other. So I'm not sure what those symbols are, just from here, any other piece of equipment. You can equip 1- and 2-handed weapons, it looks like. And then we have Dwalin the Dwarf. So lots of cool characters, especially if you're a fan of The Lord of the Rings. After you interact, you may spend 1 inspiration to prepare 1 card from your discard pile. I actually really like that. So far, liking the look of the heroes. We'll take a look at some of the new cards here. I'm not going to go through them all in detail. I want to spend more time on the characters specifically, but when it comes to this stack of cards, you could easily take a fair bit of time going through it. So let's split them up a little bit just to make it a little more manageable. So here we've got a whole slew of new gear. So all the gear that you're going to be needing for the characters. Some nice new daggers. Level 4 Wicked Smile, 3 hits and pierce. Looks great. We got maces, shields, some new swords, a new starting sword, which actually is nice because it'll round out what you're able to do, like just in terms of your selection of equipment when you start the game with even other characters. A new short bow, spear, pretty cool. Some new armor. And we're going to skip to the end here because we had things like Snowbright. So Snowbright is a creature. So it looks like you can actually, have creatures and run around and have faster speed and things like that now, which is definitely very cool. So here we've got just some more cards. And let's see, I think these here, we got the new terrain rules, Bane cards. Let's see what we got here. So these look to be the new Bane cards, like Despondent. You've been captured. You're terrified. So not quite sure how these all relate exactly. We've got chest, trench, fence, pond, fountain, all those new rules. So mending, good cheer. So everything we've got here are all of the skill cards for the new classes, which will let you discover the names for yourself. Once you take a look at them, we've got some cool things, but also we got them for the characters. Let's take a look at one of the names. We've got Shield Maiden, so we're definitely going into the lore a lot more. And then we got Soldier, some new titles, very cool. Just want to give you a nice taste as to what's in the box. Like I said, going through all the details, we'd be here for a long time. But don't worry, when Julie and I get this reviewed, we'll talk in detail about the classes that we have played. And I'm sure we'll round out the ones that we haven't played yet once they do another digital expansion. This is supposed to be the last big box expansion for the game. But they did say that they would be doing some more digital content expansions for the game. So let's see who we've got here. Clearly with the horn, we've got Boromir. So I'll try to bring him up closer, but the autofocus isn't picking him up. A little bit better at that height. Once we take a look at him, we'll put him back in the bag. Here we've got Renarin, our elf. These aren't the best minis, especially I think right now I'm looking at them and I'm like, man, compared to the awesome miniatures that we had for Descent, these feel a little lacking. We've got Dwalin the Dwarf. We've got Beorn, the Great Bear. Oh, bag's getting away from me here. Here we've got Freya, who looks to be a Shield Maiden of Rohan. We have the human version of Beorn. So he's looking pretty cool. And then last but not least, we have, I'm drawing the blank on her name, but Ketahelm Took or something like that. Definitely a very, very unique name. So these are all the hero minis. We'll put them back in the box. And this box won't be sticking around. I think we're going to be able to get everything into the core box. I'm hoping that it'll all fit nicely. So we've got some more of the enemy miniatures. We don't know their names yet. So we've got some new orc characters. We've got some badass orc characters here with spears. One of them ran away, so that's all we got, the two different types of orcs that are in this bag. We'll put them back as well. And take a look at just what's under the other flap here. I'm sure we have a few more components. Nope, we've gone through everything. Plenty of room for those guys in there, so we'll put everything back in the box. And then you can keep it right here as, I guess, it didn't quite lay flat. Yeah, and then keep it right here as I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you'll find links to all of our social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you'd like to see pictures of Julie and I playing The Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth, and specifically the Spreading War expansion, there are plenty on those feeds. Also down below is a link to multizone.ca, a great Canadian game store. Click that link, get 10% off your next purchase, and it's a great way to support the channel as a portion of that purchase is returned to us. Also popping up in front of me are going to be links to some of our previously released videos. Over here will be our most recent release, and over here it's going to take you back to one of our most recent reviews and how to play as well. A review of one of the Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth expansion until we get the Spreading War covered. Now with that being said, don't forget, keep playing games.